So you've thought about it. You mulled it over in your head and you said, you know what? I'm going to give this a legit shot. Well, I'm here to help you. And these 7 things you're going to absolutely need to become a full-time day trader. All right. Number 1, you're going to need a computer. Now, this computer doesn't have to be powerful. It doesn't have to have like 64 gigs of RAM. It doesn't need some i9 Intel processor. It's not even going to need the top of the line graphics card, okay? This job does not require a very graphic intensive, CPU loaded software to run, right? This is actually some pretty basic stuff. It's pretty light for the computer to run. So I'm not going to have any like specific computer recommendations. I want to say like 90% of computers can do exactly what you're going to need. All right. So first thing you're going to need is a computer. Now, if you are going to be using a laptop, I have a recommendation. There is a hardware you can buy which will turn your single screen laptop into a triple screen setup. Right, it's got 2 extra monitors. They attach to the main monitor. They plug in via USB, I believe, and it'll give you 3 monitors to work with. Okay, and that's very awesome if you're gonna use a laptop as your main trade station. Okay, second thing you're gonna need, capital. Right, you're gonna need money. Now, typically, you're going to need about $25,000 to open a day trading account without a PDT restriction, which is a pattern day trading restriction on it, if the broker is located in the United States. Now, that's important, and I'll explain in 1 second, which you're most likely going to want to use this option I'm about to give you. Okay, so don't get discouraged. I started with less than $25,000. It's not an absolute requirement to do this. Just if you want a broker located in the United States where your money is going to be FDIC insured, then you're going to need 25 grand. Don't know why that's the barrier. I don't know why the government wants to say you've got to have that much in cash before you're allowed to do this, because I feel like that's kind of a little unfair, but rules are the rules. All right, now number 3, you're going to need a broker. All right, now I got quite a few recommendations here for a broker. Each one's going to offer something a little bit different in what they do. But the reliable, legit brokers that I know and will recommend off the top of my head are going to be TD Ameritrade, Lightspeed, Interactive Brokers, Centerpoint. Centerpoint is usually good if you're looking for shorts, like to locate shorts constantly on tickers that typically don't have an easy to borrow indicator. TradeStation and TradeZero. All right, those are going to be my main recommendations. And the last one here is going to be CMEG, or Capital Markets Elite Group. It acronyms out to CMEG. Now, why this one's important is because you only need $500 to start an account here. This company is located in Trinidad and Tobago. This is where I began my career. This is where I started with less than $25,000, and I've made it to this point here. I highly recommend them if you are trying to get around the PDT rule. They do have a commission per trade, per execution, actually. But, it's not going to matter in the long run. All right. So if you're using under 25 grand, CMEG is going to be where you want to go. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a scanner. Okay. You need some way to put out like a radar out there to pick up these high flying stocks that come into, your requirements, your criteria needed to execute a trade based off of your strategy. Right, you're going to need a scanner to be able to pick these things up. Now, my 2 recommendations for the scanners, these are the 2 best in the business, okay? Trade Ideas is going to be number 1. They are kind of pricey. They're about $120 a month, I believe. This is 2022. I'm not sure if the prices have changed by the time you're watching this, but currently they're about $120 a month. Now, the second option, the option that I actually use, just honestly because of the customer support, I literally interact with the guy, the CEO of the company. I interact with him. He works on code, And you can specifically ask him, you can send him a chart and say, I need a scanner that picks up this type of move. And this guy will make it for you. It is amazing. I love it. I'm never leaving them. They're only $70 a month, so a little more than half of Trade Ideas cost, and they do a great job. I love it. I'm not moving from it. Primus. Primus. All right. Now, if you think that it's a little pricey still and you're not going to be able to spend about $100 a month on just a stock scanner, I'm going to put a link right here. And that link is going to be to a Trade Ideas URL hosted gap scanner that I have through a link that you can use. Okay, so this is going to be my own gap scanner from Trade Ideas, but it's linked to a URL, so you're not going to have to pay for it. It's free. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing that. I don't know if they're okay with that, but I want to help you guys out, and you know, I'm trying to provide value here. Okay, now. Next thing you're going to need is a news source. Okay, this is going to be a paid service. I know that there is free news sources out there. There is free news articles, but they are unreliable. They are not going to have the speed that you're looking for. They are not going to be something that you're going to want to risk thousands of dollars on a free service. You know, you're going to want that peace of mind knowing that your news service is legit, verified, and they're putting their name on the line every time they throw an article out there. They're not just gonna, you know, willy-nilly that shit and just toss it at you. Okay, so the news sources that I recommend are going to be Benzinga Pro, again kind of pricey, about $170 a month. And the second one I recommend, which is really good, has a lot less fluff articles than Benzinga Pro, very to the point. It either has news or it doesn't. It doesn't have a lot of, like, you know, opinion pieces like Benzinga kind of has. It's just, you know, boom, this is what the press release is, or it doesn't have it, right? And that's going to be fly on the wall. Okay, so fly on the wall. They're about $60 a month. They're just as good with their articles as Benzinga Pro, but Benzinga Pro has some other things in there too. There's also a scanner. There's also an upgrades and downgrades like filter that shows you all the ones that happened today. There's also a calendar, like an economics calendar, which shows you what's happening today or this month or this year. There's also the earnings reports. There's also all these things. They even have charts at Benzinga, okay? So they have everything. If you're interested, definitely look into them. This is not sponsored by them. This is just something that I use every day, actually. I use Benzinga Pro, and I can highly recommend it, okay? Now, the next thing you're going to need, these are the absolutely most important thing you're going to need, and that is charts, okay? As a day trader, you will require charts. Now, charts, they can be pricey if you want, or they can be kind of cheap, and they still have the same kind of information, but, you know, depending on who you are. Like me personally, I really, really, really like eSignal. Maybe that's because I learned with eSignal. I am so fluid in eSignal. I can literally mark up and like almost have a conversation with you guys fluidly without any, you know, thought. And I'm marking the heck up out of this chart, showing arrows, lines, little things, everything. And I have all these hotkeys bound to my mouse to do all this, and Benzinga Pro, eSignal allows that, okay? Now, eSignal is the most expensive charting platform that I've ever come across. Again, it's like $165, maybe even $175 a month. But let me tell you, the speed at which the orders come across, the tape, the way it looks, the way the candles just like kind of, they're so fluid in their movement, right? I use a 144 hertz monitor, so I love it when it's really smooth and looks like just dripping, you know, like liquid dripping on the screen. I love it. So anyways, eSignal had the best movement for me with candles, which gives me the best feel. And I would give up every other thing before I gave up my charts. You cannot have my charts, okay? I won't give them up. Now, if eSignal is a little too expensive, which it is probably for most people, especially if you're starting out, okay, there's two really good alternatives to this. TraderView I think it's called Trader View or Trading View. Trading View. They're about $30 a month. They're great. They allow you to write your own scripts. They're like coming up. Okay, so when I first started, Trading View wasn't as good as it is today. It is great today. It is a fantastic platform. I would recommend that to any new trader, right, that's looking for just charts. They're fantastic. All right, Trading View. Now the next one here is the one I started with before going to eSignal, and this is called TC2000. Right, Tango Charlie 2000. I think they're about $50 a month. Now they also have scanners built into them. You can build your own like filters to see what's reaching that. They got a really good sector breakout, so you can kind of see how the sectors are doing. That's really cool. So TC2000, Trading View, and eSignal. Those are my chart recommendations. Now the next thing you're gonna need is a strategy and an education. Now I am starting my own education channel series, which I am starting to do here on YouTube, right? This channel is fairly new. It's very new, actually. And I'm just trying to get my name out there, my channel out there, and then I'm going to start dropping my whole educational series. I was thinking about doing this behind a paywall, but I feel like, I make my money in the market. I don't have to paywall you guys to it. Maybe I'll do like a paywall to a live trading chat room for like the mornings or something, but I think I'm going to drop them on YouTube. So make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. You'll be notified anytime I release anything. And, I hope I'm providing some insight to you guys, some value through these videos. Now, your education and your strategy are going to go hand in hand, right? Because you're going to be taught a certain way, and that is going to kind of influence your strategy and how you trade. This is where the most money is going to go, and this is where the most time is going to go, all right? Now, just to give you an idea, and this is not to put you off from trading, it took me, I would say, about 2 years of, I don't want to say losing, because I wasn't just losing, I was struggling, all right? Sometimes you'd have a really good week, 5 days straight, you do great. And then, Monday you come in and somehow you lost everything you made the previous week, stuff like that would happen. And that fades away over time. It doesn't continue forever. You just got to stay in the game long enough to get good enough to become profitable. All right. So strategy and education. Now that's 7. And I'm going to give you one more, a bonus one. And this one has helped me almost more than any of these, as most of these are just tools. This one here is also a tool, but it really breaks down and analyzes everything you're doing. Okay, so this is called Trader View. That's why I got confused with Trading View charts. This is called Trader View, V-U-E, Trader View. All right, and this here, you're going to be able to export your trades every day, and you're going to import them into this software. Now, this software is going to break it down to such detail on your strategy. You're going to be able to see what's working, what's not, what you should remove, what you should double down on, what you need to change, why, right? And you're going to see weird things like, for some reason on Tuesdays, if I trade, after 10 a.m., I'm red like 90% of the time. So what do? I don't trade after 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. I just removed that. And you got to do that. You have to. You can't just keep banging your head against the wall on losing money as it cuts into your profits on the year, So that was a really big help to me. It really showed me what I do best at, what I do worse at. It breaks down like, what's your accuracy and your profit on stocks under this float. How do you do when the market's going up and, you're trying to short? How do you do between 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.? How do you do on stocks that have a market cap lower than 100 million or, above 500 million? Like, it just breaks down everything, really shows you everything. And it's also kind of how I do, I kind of keep track of my progress over the year, like how this week, month, quarter, how this year is going. It is it is extremely valuable. Now, you don't need TraderView. You can actually do all this in Excel if you got some skills in Excel. I don't have skills in Excel, so this stuff is just amazing to me. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't be able to track my performance without it. Highly recommend it. And I just can't say enough. All right, so those are the 7 things you're going to absolutely need to become a full-time day trader, with a bonus number 8 of being able to track your trades and see your performance. So I hope you guys got some value out of this. If you stayed this long and know you liked the video, please hit the subscribe, the thumbs up, write a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. I will definitely reply to the comment, and I'll do the video. So let me know. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Stay disciplined, stay green. Manage risk. Keep managing your risk. Don't slip up. Peace.